Today I'm gonna be talking about 5 different hobbies you can start. It costs little or no money to start, and it could make you pretty much a fortune. Um, the first hobby is coding. Basically, learning how to program. You could pretty much start with just for free. There's books you can download online. I'm gonna load different links and like other YouTube channels that each one of these topics that I bring up, I'm gonna put a link in the description for you to, basically go over and get more information and see actually if this is something that you want to do or not on each one of these topics. So, yeah, pretty much most companies they're always looking for programmers. I mean, it's so many programming jobs. It's just ridiculous. A lot of them go on field because it's not enough qualified candidates to basically fill the job requirements for the jobs that actually these companies want to fill. So they actually go to like other countries, like India, for example, is a big major hub for IT professionals, mainly programmers and coders that specialize in various different languages, whether it be C, Sharp, whether it be C++, JavaScript, uh, SQL, Linux, HTML, Ruby, Perl. It's a lot of different languages out there, and primarily if you're gonna start, I would suggest learning. I was told to try Python. Python is very user friendly. And then you also have Ruby on Rails, and then you have JavaScript and C Sharp and different various C languages, .NET framework languages. So it's a wide variety of languages you can learn. Primarily, when I look for jobs, I see a lot of them want basically JavaScript. JavaScript is a lot of what I see when I look at the job listings for some of the program jobs. Um, and like I said, it does not require that much. I mean, you can go to school for it. They have boot camps, of course. Boot camps are rare, but very expensive. It's not as costly as like going to a university or college, but I mean, shelling over 5-10 grand for a boot camp that only is for a few months or maybe even just 1 month. It's very expensive for most people. So some of the boot camps they take the tuition out of your future salary that you will earn once you get a job. Uh, you know, I would say check the reviews for that. Um, you know, I I don't know that much about that, but they do offer some boot camps that actually is basically they charge you on the back end once you get a job and once you learn how to code and everything like that. But the job that how much you can make is like starting like $75,000, maybe on the low end, depending on where you live, like 50,000, and up as high as 100+ thousand dollars a year. Some jobs they can pay like 150, $160,000 a year if you like a senior developer or if you're pretty good, or you just pretty much land a decent job. Another thing, another hobby, number two, is magnificent. I actually learned about this just watching YouTube videos. So it's very, very interesting. It's something that I'm definitely going to try in the future. Basically, you get a 1,500 or 1,000 pound, 500 pound magnet, and you look for waterways, and you just throw the magnet over and see if you whatever you can get. Like, you could get old relics, gold. You get find a lot of them find like old guns and stuff like that. And it's something that you can look into. I mean, I'm definitely gonna try it. Um, I'm gonna put description in a video of like a YouTuber that I watch that does magnet fishing. Another thing, I mean, the cost of that is like, I think the magnet is like $20 or something like that, something around about. And the third is metal detecting. Metal detecting, yeah, it does cost a little money to buy a metal detector. You can get a cheap one for like $50, but as someone that actually did do metal detecting, I don't recommend that. I did a little research on it because I actually want to start doing it again. I mean, I do follow my own advice, okay? So basically, I was hearing a lot about the Equinox 800, and I think this metal detector costs about anywhere from like 200 to $180, something like that. But it's really, really good. I don't know if some people, obviously, if you know more about metal detecting, definitely your input is very valued. But yeah, it costs anywhere between 50 to $200, give or take. And then of course you need a shovel, need a little rake. Um, you can find a bag. You want to put the stuff that you find in the bag, but it does cost. But it's not that much. I mean, you spend $200 on gym shoes, or shoes or whatever, a couple outfits. I mean, $200. You got to look at it as an investment. You spend $200 now, and then you find one red wedding ring, and there you go. You got your money back. You find a rare gold coin. I mean, you sitting pretty, for the rest of your life. You got like a $30,000 rare coin that you find. I mean, come on, $200 is not something that you're gonna be thinking about once you find um, that lost relic or valuable gem that you never would have found without the metal detector. Another thing, number three, is retail arbitrage. Basically, retail arbitrage is basically you're shopping for something that you could resell. Um, Walmart, you go, Target, wherever, thrift stores, and then you basically looking for stuff to resell on Amazon or eBay or wherever you want to sell the stuff for a profit. And basically, that's what retail arbitrage is. They have apps that basically you could just scan a barcode, and then it tells you exactly how much the item is, and so on and so forth. Like I said, I'll put some descriptions in and explain what I'm talking about um, in the description. You could make a pretty good buck doing that. You'd be surprised. It's people on YouTube that this one guy, he was buying books from the dollar store and making money off Amazon, believe it or not. Um, and number four is basically well, yeah, number four, yeah, is well, actually, that's retail arbitrage is number four, but number five is retail real estate wholesaling. Real estate wholesaling consists of basically you are, how can I put this in a nice way, a modest way? It's like a bootleg real estate agent. It's like the oldest way, the oldest real estate agent that ever existed. Like basically, you you find somebody that's trying to sell a house, and you see if you can make a profit out of it. Of course, if you can, you link up someone that will basically buy the house primarily for cash. And basically that's the idea of it in a nutshell. But I mean, it's a lot of techniques that you can use and so on and so forth. Um, I've tried everything that I'm mentioning, other than magnet fishing. Um, so this is from experience. I mean, what I didn't kind of follow. I didn't really follow through that much with real estate wholesaling. Um, what I was trying to do was I was driving around. It's called driving for dollars, looking for vacant properties, and then I would find out through tax records who owned it, and I would call them. And that's one way of doing it. The other way that was recommended was basically get a bandit sign and put "We buy houses" on it for cash, and then you post them around different areas, and then obviously you don't have to do any driving around or anything like that. Someone see that sign, you automatically know if they call you, they are looking to actually probably sell their house, and they're interested right away. So I didn't get to that point where I was actually doing that. So I mean, the bandit signs, this start real estate wholesaling, you gotta factor in the amount of gas that you're gonna probably use. You're gonna need, of course, the internet and a laptop, but you can go to the library and do that. I do recommend bandit signs. Those costs, I think, like you can get 50 to 100 for like 30 or 40 bucks or something like that. And you wanna actually get that. I mean, a Sharpie. You probably already have a Sharpie. Uh, so it costs, you could just say a ballpark figure about $100 to actually start real estate wholesaling. Some people will be like, oh, it's illegal. It is not illegal. Um, it's not illegal. This is a capitalistic country. It's not illegal to find someone that wants to buy something and then meet somebody that wants to sell something. And as I mean, a lot of people, they say that it's illegal and stuff like it. It's not. Um, it's something that costs little money, but you can actually make a lot of money, because what happens is, let's say for example, you find a house that is, someone's grandmother has, and she's getting older and she's getting tired of keeping up the place. And it does take a little bit of expertise to go in a house and actually, you know look over it and see, okay, how much is what is the value of the walkthrough value of this house. And I bought about two or three properties in my life. So I mean, at 38, I'm a somewhat seasoned real estate investor. So I can look at a house on the outside and the inside and actually give a ballpark amount of what this house is going to cost. And that's what you'll need to know how to do as far as how much would this house cost to fix, how much is this house actually worth. So if you particularly look at this house this grandma wants to sell, you see it's like, it's in a, and I'm gonna go through a lot of this terminology that I'm mentioning in further videos. But let's say the house is in a B grade neighborhood, which is pretty good. Um, so it's a high demand area as well. So the house is worth about $50,000, but the repairs about $30,000. So you got a pretty much a house that is, pretty much that's what she wants. The grandma wants 50 grand. So you figure the other houses in the neighborhood are going for about 125. So what you want to do is you want to sell the house to a wholesaler or someone that has cash on hand, basically. Um, Someone that, pretty much is an investor. You want to sell him that house and then mention everything that's wrong with it, how much it probably would cost. You want to sell him that house for, let's say, 75,000. So that way you get 25,000 out the deal, and pretty much the basically wholesaler, he gets to get a house that's below market value as well. And what happens is basically the buyer and the seller, they meet at a title company, and you get an assignment fee in the end of basically whatever's left over from the sale. So the house is pretty much being sold to the buyer, which is the investor, for $75,000. The the seller gets the 50,000, and you get an actual check for $25,000, all at the title closing. And that's pretty much it. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna put in the description links to all of these different hobbies, or ideas that you could do if you broke and you need some extra cash, and you actually not even just want some extra cash, you want to make some money that will just change your life forever. Like, you want to actually set yourself up, for life, basically. These hobbies actually can do that, possibly. So um, that's it. Over and out.